Hello everybody and welcome back to another vlog. This vlog is going to be pretty chill, pretty relaxed. We'll do a little bit of cooking together. I bought so many books for like spooky season, and honestly I read spooky / mystery books basically all year round. And a lot of people want me to share a little bit more book content, so I will share that over here as well today. But I do have a client call in around 25 minutes, so let's make a smoothie for breakfast. Also, I feel like I'm showing you like a new pair of jeans every single video, but I got a new pair of jeans. And these ones over here are from American Eagle, which is basically where I get everything. I love the looser fit of them, and I also love how they have all of these little holes. They are so flipping comfortable. If I can find the link to them, I will link them down below. But anyway, today I'm craving, I think, like a fruit smoothie instead of a chocolate one. First things first, frozen banana. To be honest, they kind of look like a little bit fuzzy with the ice all over them. It's kind of cute. Cute and weird at the same time. Also going to add in some mango and some blueberries. These literally always get stuck in between my teeth when I have them in smoothies, but it's just, they're so good. I really wish I had strawberry yogurt, but the only thing I have today is plain, so we're gonna roll with that. Okay, I always check expiration dates because I'm very weird about that. I know people say that you can have certain things past the expiration date, but it just makes me feel very uncomfortable. Lots of mango juice. And the person who told me last time that I put in too much juice, who cares? Make your own smoothie with whatever you want, but I love juice, so I put it in my smoothie. I am making such a fucking mess. Oh my god. This hole is so small. Okay, not as bad of a mess as I thought it was going to be. Hello friends, it is the next day because yesterday all that I filmed was my smoothie, and I basically had such low energy that day. I was so tired, but we're just gonna continue the vlog where we left off. I needed a couple of things from the convenience store, so I walked over there, and it is such a beautiful day. It's like cold outside, but because I just walked for like 20 minutes, I'm like sweating in the sweater. But if I change into something else, I'm gonna be cold. You know, it's just that kind of weather. I didn't really get interesting things, but I love seeing people do like mini hauls. So let me show you what I got from the convenience store. To be honest, one of the main reasons that I went is because there is a boil water advisory where I'm living right now because there was some kind of construction work and the water got a little bit messed up. So I just bought some bottled water because we've also lost power a couple of times, which means I can't boil water to drink. So that was the main reason that I got like 4 liters of water or something like that to drink in like the next couple of days. I got some eggs and also some sugar because I really want to make cookies. I'm feeling oatmeal chocolate, but I haven't decided yet. So, oh, I don't even think I have chocolate chips. Harley's asking to be let in, 1 second. While the dogs are here, our corner store has literally everything. They have like socks and shoes and just, ouch, random little things. And so I got the dogs just a little treat. They'll finish this in like 30 seconds, but let's give it to them. Look cute. Go boy, go lay down. And Harley, sit. Look extra cute. Good boy. And they're off. So we're gonna have a little bit of puppy ASMR in the background. And then I got 4 of these bad boys because I also have like a couple more water bottles in my fridge. I don't love using plastic, but it's better than being contaminated with the water that we're not supposed to drink. And then the last thing that I got, I've been craving like gummy worms for a really long time. I think I saw somebody on TikTok eating them and I hadn't had them in forever. So I saw these and I picked them up. I'm gonna try to include a couple of fear food segments in this vlog as well. So if anybody is having difficulty with candy or sweets or having multiple of them at once, let's try these. The first bag that I got is literally just like regular gummy worms. Oh my God, they smell so good. Also, look how long this one is. I feel like I typically don't see them this long, but these are really so good, so cute. Nothing to fear. You're allowed to enjoy the food that you eat. I promise you that. And I love how these aren't really tough. Like there are some gummy worms that I've had that it's literally just like, you have to like gnaw on it. So these are just soft and delicious. The next thing that I saw reminded me of these candies that we have like in grocery stores here. At least in Montreal, at a lot of grocery stores, they have like this little candy section with like individually wrapped candies for like 10 cents a piece. I mean, you just put it in a little box and you take one. And as a kid, I definitely stole from them. But anyway, some of my favorite candies from that grocery store really look like this. They're kind of like chunkier, I don't know, like rectangles with like sugar on them. I don't think that these are the same thing, but ooh, those smell even better than the gummy worms. I have a green and white one here. This is definitely not the same as like those things from the grocery store, but these are so good. They kind of remind me of like worm-shaped jujubes. Is jujubes what they're called, or is that just what I called them as a kid? I don't know, but it's so good. So before I go on my next client call, I'm having some pizza, some leftover pizza as a snack. This was requested when I put on a like fear food question box over on my Instagram. And pizza, pasta, whatever you want can be a snack. I've had lunch, but I'm hungry now. And so this is just some leftover Domino's pizza. It is their deep dish pizza, or is it? No, it's not called deep dish. It's called pan pizza, yeah. And the crust is just buttery and delicious. And this is just plain cheese. It's really hot, so I'm gonna have to wait a second before I have it. But this is a reminder that everybody's fear foods are different, and the only way to really tackle your fear foods is to expose yourself to them. Expose yourself to them as much as you can. So for example, if pizza is one of your fear foods and you're having it now with me or whatever it might be, and then you don't tackle pizza for another month, when you have pizza again, your fear is most likely going to stay the same baseline as it does, because the more frequently we tackle something and we expose ourselves to it, the easier it's going to be for you in the long run. Anyway, I can't wait any longer because it smells so good. I can't hold it because it's too hot, and I'm praying I don't burn my tongue, but here we go. I love leftover pizza. Sometimes I like it cold, sometimes I like it hot. You know what team you are on below. Are you hot leftover pizza or cold leftover pizza? It is buttery, cheesy, and so fucking delicious. Last bite. So wonderful. All right, friends, so I have a lot of books to haul because I essentially finished everything on my TBR list that I had like in person, that I had on my bookshelves. And I'm going to talk about the book that I actually just finished yesterday. People want me to talk about books a little bit more on here, so we're gonna have a mixture of that content too. But the book that I finished yesterday was Hidden Pictures. This book is like a mystery book. I wouldn't say that it is scary, at least for me as a reader who it takes a lot for me to get a little bit scared. This book involves ghosts, and there is a twist ending, which I think is great for people who really love plot twists. What is so cool about this book, in my opinion, is that inside the book, there are like sketches and things like that that lead to clues. The majority of the book is writing, but you have these segments where it's photos that, drawings that like a little kid is drawing, and like messages from a ghost. It's a good time. I thought that this book was a little bit slow to begin with, but overall, if you're looking for a mystery, if you like ghost elements and are looking for something for like spooky season, I would recommend this. I'm going to try to give a description of some of the books without giving them away, because I hate spoilers, and I personally like to go into books blind, but I know that that is probably not a common thing. And so for this book, it's essentially about a teenage girl who gets a nannying job in a very affluent area, but there is something kind of off about the child that the parents don't seem to notice or acknowledge. So that's the whole, story in a nutshell. The book that's also part of this haul, but I ended up starting it last night, is The Deep by Nick Cutter. I've seen a lot of people recommend Nick Cutter, especially over on TikTok. I usually don't read horror. I'm much more of like a mystery and thriller fan, but I read a book and I don't know where I put it because I can't find it anywhere, but it's called Dark Across the Bay by, what is her name? Anya Alborn, and that is kind of like a horror slash thriller book. And the zoo is back. And I enjoyed that book so much. I can't find the physical copy, but it's called Dark Across the Bay. And if you like stalker stories, isolation, it's really great. It's about this family of 4 who are on like a vacation getaway and somebody is stalking them and doing creepy, weird things. And there's something creepy literally in like every single chapter. So it really kept me on the tips of my toes. By the way, all of these books are horror/mystery. So if that's not your thing, you can just jump forward in the video. I'm gonna show you some hair care and some cooking and things like that. So like if this is not your jam, I totally get it, and that's fine. But anyway, going back to this, I heard great things about Nick Cutter, so this is the book that I started. And this book is basically about like a strange plague that is spreading across the world. And there's a scientist, his name is Luke. I believe he's a scientist, but I'm only like a couple chapters in. But he and some other people are going to go into the ocean to talk to Luke's brother because there is no cure for this plague at the moment. And Luke is just hoping that his brother, who is also some kind of scientist, I think, can perhaps have some explanations. And apparently this book makes you feel extremely claustrophobic. Again, I have not read it. I'm literally only 15 pages in. This takes place like in the ocean, on the ocean, deep in the ocean. And so if like oceans kind of freak you out and bodies of water, this might not be for you. But if you're looking for a spook, why not? So the rest of the books I have not read at all. So maybe my recommendations are gonna be shit. You know what? That's okay, we win some, we lose some. Not everybody has the same taste, but I have all of these books currently on my to be read list. And keep in mind, again, I was trying to go for horror for a lot of these, and I have a favorite TikToker. I forget his name, but he posts a lot about horror books, and I'm gonna try to find his account and link his TikTok account in the description down below if you also kind of wanna be on Book Talk and just have a good time. So a lot of these recommendations come from him and another TikToker that I found. Again, can't remember, but if I do find her page, again, I'm gonna link her. The first book, which honestly looks like the cover of like a horror movie, is called Come Closer. It is a very short and small book, which I think can be really great. And this is by Sarah Gran. And this book, I believe, is about possession, and it kind of puts you through a little bit of a spin of like what's real, what isn't, who is who. I think that this is just a great like quick horror read. I know that October is basically almost over, but for me, spooky season is literally like all year round when it comes to reading and books. So that's this one. So this book I'm actually so excited for. It is called Pen Pal, and this book is by somebody named Dathan Auerbach. And this is essentially a man who is trying to piece together his childhood, and we're kind of going back in time, or he's somehow sifting through childhood memories. And apparently we are uncovering mysteries and horrors at the same time that the narrator in the book is discovering them, which I think is a really neat concept. And apparently by the end of this book, I'm gonna wish that I had never read it. This book is also about like the ocean, sea kind of mysteries, and this one is called Into the Drowning Deep, which honestly sounds so freaky just based off of the title. And this book is by Mira Grant, and the concept of the book is that years ago a group of people set off to the Marianas Trench to film some kind of like mockumentary about it. However, they never came back. People aren't sure if they were lost at sea or exactly what happened, but then years later a new crew assembles, find out the truth. And the story mainly follows a young scientist whose name is Victoria, who's trying to find out the truth about what happened to her sister who was on that initial voyage into the deep. So, love it. Another Nick Cutter book, this is called The Troop. This is about a group of like Boy Scouts or like a camp counselor. I know it's not the right name, but like a scout leader who takes boys to an island every single year. And in the past, nothing has ever happened. It's always been like an enjoyable trip. And this year when he goes with the campers, an unexpected intruder comes who is like, he's very, very hungry. He's tall, he's very, very thin and malnourished. And essentially it's these campers as well as their like troop leader or leaders trying to navigate this like bioengineered creature slash person who seems to actually be extremely terrifying. It's a story of survival and basically trying to not get infected with whatever this virus or like bioengineered thing is. Because I loved the Anya Allborn book so much, the one that I just spoke about before, Dark Across the Bay, she has a lot of books, but I picked up 2 more of them. The first one is called Brother, and apparently this is like one of her most disturbing books. However, it is one of the ones that is like highly recommended. I've read a lot of thrillers. I've read not too many horrors, but I'm trying to dabble into that genre. But she is one of my favorite authors, and I know that just based off of reading one of her books. So, I mean, don't quote me on that, because maybe I'll read this and really not like her writing style. But the way that she writes is so engaging and so creepy. And apparently that she does maintain that throughout her other books. So anyway, this one is called Brother, and it follows the Morrow's family. I'm not sure if it's just a set of brothers or if they have like parents and things like that. I'm not sure, but there are girls that are constantly going missing on the highway, and nobody really ever suspects the Morrows, but apparently all of those girls are buried in their backyard. However, the youngest brother, who is 19-year-old Michael, apparently is not as psycho or crazy as the rest of his family. So this is a book between like Michael's moral compass, navigating the horrors of his family and sort of trying to get out, while his brother tries to continue to remind him of his place. I'm already a little bit freaked out just by like knowing the concept, but excited to read it. This next book is called Seed, and like just look at the cover. That looks freaky with like the blood and the little goblin dude with the tree. Freaky, freaky. This book concentrates on the character of Jack, who discovered a very, very creepy evil when he was younger, and apparently it is now following him into his adult life. This evil has a lot of plans for Jack as well as his daughter, and the evil thing says, "I've always been here and I'll never leave." So creepy vibes all around. These next 2 are purely thrillers. I don't think that there's like horror aspects to them, so if these are more up your alley, then I love that for you. I think I've read almost every Riley Sager book except, just hit myself in the face, except for The House Across the Lake. Riley Sager for me is hit or miss. I love some of his books and I think that they are great and surprising, and then I really don't like some of his other books, and I think that like they're predictable and kind of boring. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to think about this one. This is kind of in the middle from what I've heard about reviews. Some people really like it, some people don't. So this book follows somebody named Casey, who is kind of lonely and kind of spies on her neighbors a little bit. And she lives across the lake from a young couple. And one day she actually saves the woman from drowning, and their relationship blossoms a little bit, but Casey does still continue to watch the couple, and as she does, she notices that their relationship and marriage is not as good as they're making it seem. And she's witnessing things that make her very uncomfortable. And then one day, the woman in the relationship, whose name is Catherine, goes missing. Apparently this is a very like psychological suspense book, so excited to read this too. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica, I love that last name, so cool, is about a string of women who go missing, sort of one after the other, and then years later one of these women reappears. So people have lots of questions, they kind of want to know what happens. But apparently the story that she has is one that nobody was prepared for. I also have one more package, so one more book that I kind of forgot about. It came yesterday, so I'm going to open it up. Yes, I'm so excited for this one. This book is called Theme Music, and I have heard like amazing things about it online, so I'm just really excited. And apparently if you're starting off with horror and you kind of want to branch into it a little bit, but you're used to reading like more subtle mysteries and thrillers, that this apparently, don't quote me, is a good place to start. So this book follows Lucy, whose father murdered her entire family as well as killed himself when she was younger and left her as the only survivor. And so when Dixie is older, she was only one when her entire family was butchered essentially, and so she's looking for more connection to them, and her childhood home goes on sale and she purchases it. And this book is about Dixie, who is incredibly passionate about trying to solve her family's case and find out what truly happened that night. But those are all of the books that I got, which is, I know a lot, but I am quite an avid reader and I love having a long TBR list, and I just love knowing that I have books once I'm done, like the ones that I'm currently reading. So yeah, that's the 411 for right now. Hello friends. So we are in my office still, kind of at a different angle. And there's so much mess in my office right now. I know it might not look like a lot, but the desk over there, there's so many papers that I need to put away and to file. So we're just gonna do a little bit of a montage of me cleaning my office and getting my shit together. And then I have my last client for the day. So let's do that.
Been a year since we last talked, but now you're hitting me up, telling me that it's been too long, and you wanna meet up. You said your favorite.
Also, friends, as I was cleaning, I found this manuscript that I wrote when I was in high school as well as Cégep, and I should maybe revisit it because I had so much fun writing this. I loved the characters. I love having this. It just makes me so happy. Anyway, back to cleaning. Look how cute this photo of Tabasco is. He was just so tiny. And this is the after, and I literally feel a million times better. I don't have a million pieces of paper over there. My desk is clean and wiped. There was so much dust on that windowsill. And I also just made myself a snack, and I'm about to jump on my client call in around 15 minutes. Hi friends, I have had a long day. I also really need a new desk chair because my back hurts so much. I also crack it a lot, which probably doesn't help. Fun fact about me is I crack like literally every bone in my body, my neck, my fingers, my toes, my back. I crack it all, but we're going to do a little bit of like my hair care routine in this video because when I did a Q&A, which I'm trying to be better at on Instagram, I like do them and then I forget about them. In that Q&A, there were so many questions about my hair and how I take care of it. And none of these products that I'm going to show you are sponsored by any means. So these are all of the products that I use. And I was hungry again, so I made myself another snack and I figured we would do like another fear food segment. So I was looking at my saved responses over on Instagram and I had everything for the snack. So over here, I have some different types of salami and meat. I love this sausage. I have some camembert cheese, which was requested, and also some of these crackers, which I already had some. And if you know me, if you're somebody who knows me, I love crackers and cheese. Honestly, you probably already know that from my channel. So some crackers, some cheese. If you're struggling right now, know that this is good. Know that it's okay. Know that it's not your fault that you have specific fears around fear foods. Fear foods are illogical. They don't make sense because if they made sense, we would all have the exact same fears. And this used to really freak me out myself. I was also plant-based for 2 years and I would not recommend that for myself because the reason that I did it was not, you know, healthy by any means. But now I'm able to look at this and enjoy it, and it brings me so much joy. So cheers, and if anybody else is just having a rough time, know that I'm here, okay? Oh, big bite. If you have not had the privilege of trying camembert or camembert, I know it's pronounced differently in different places. I know it's really popular in France. I know it's also really popular here in Montreal, but I'm not sure like if it's popular elsewhere. It is like a soft cheese. I don't find the taste that strong, but it's definitely stronger than brie. Has a little bit of a kick to it, and I love it. My sister and I, like if my dad ever took us to the market, we would get a baguette and also like a block of cheese, and that would just be our snack. And I really enjoyed that. And with recovery, you're going to see so many little joys that are also like completely outside of food. The fact that I can eat this now and like not give it a second thought at all is proof that it's possible for other people as well. So you're not going to suffer forever. You're not going to have food guilt forever. You're not going to hate yourself forever. And it's not your fault that any of those things have happened, but it's your responsibility to work on it, to advocate for yourself, to practice and practice and practice, and to expose and expose yourself, okay? I think I bought it earlier this week. And it's like one of those nice big sausages, and I ate it all because I'm literally obsessed. Oh my God. I feel like a dog when I'm just like ripping it off. So I'm actually going to wash my hair today, and typically when my hair is in braids, she's a little bracy. I wash my hair 1 to 2 times per week. I do take a shower every day because I love being nice and clean when I go into bed is just one of my favorite things. But I don't wet or wash my hair for any of those showers. So the only time that I wash my hair is, again, once to twice a week. And let's talk about some of the products that I'm currently using. And again, none of this is sponsored. For my shampoo, I'm currently using Olaplex, which is number 4 and number 5. I'm around like halfway, a third of the way through the conditioner, and I like it. I think that the smell is so nice, but I don't think it's worth the money. I really don't think it's worth the money. I don't think it's worth the hype. I know it's done like wonders for other people's like hair, but I find that it kind of works the same as like a $5, $15 shampoo, whatever it might be. And I think these together were like almost $100, which is just not worth it, and I wouldn't recommend it. Well, I would not recommend it because it's not bad, but I just think that we can find something for like a cheaper price, okay? So when I do wash my hair once to twice a week, after I shampoo, I always use a hair mask, and I alternate between 2 Amika hair masks. My hairdresser actually recommended this one for me. This one is the Amika Bust Your Brass. So if you have a little bit of like blonde in your hair and you just don't want it to go brassy, just to bring the light back, this is what it looks like and what she recommended to me. It is a purple hair mask, and this stuff is like a real purple, and you're supposed to keep it in for like 7 minutes or so before you rinse it out really well and add in some conditioner. So this is one that I've really been liking. I don't love the smell, like a lot of people do, but for me it's just like meh, it's okay. And this one is actually one of my favorites. I am out of it. I think that there's like, I don't know, like a tablespoon in here. This is the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Hair Mask. This makes my hair so unbelievably soft, and I love the smell. When I first got it and I smelled it, I think I did a video on TikTok, and I was like, I don't really like this. I don't think that it's great, the smell at least, and this grew on me so much. So this is what it looks like on the outside, and I got both of the hair masks from Sephora, and I would really recommend this one. I mean, I'd recommend them both because they both work really, really well, and I love interchanging them. I just like this smell better, and this leaves my hair a little bit softer. But if you are looking for something to help with brassiness or anything like that, this ain't it, not for you. I just grabbed this from my shower because I've had this for probably 3 or 4 weeks now. It's relatively new, and I just got this off of Amazon, so I'm going to try to link it down below for all of you. And it's a scalp massager for when you're like getting your shampoo really in there, and this helps great because I'm somebody who like struggles to do it like with my own hands. I don't really like the feeling. Maybe it's a sensory thing, and so this is really great for me to really get in there. My hair gets knotted really, really easily. This definitely adds to the knotting, but it's really worth it to get like that whole scalp scrub. I'm also someone who has very dry scalp, especially in the winter. And so the next shampoo that I'm going to try to find is most likely one from Sephora, but one that works well with like people with very dry scalps who get like, you know, flakiness and things like that. So if anybody has a recommendation from Sephora for me to try a shampoo that is extremely hydrating and like, yeah, just great for the scalp, then let me know down below. But anyway, this is the before of my shower, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna look again like a wet dog, because right now I feel like I look like Lady from Lady and the Tramp with like the crimped hair, super cute, and you're gonna see a wet lady soon. Sounds a bit weird, but let's just roll with it. And this is the after. I changed into some comfy pajamas, and I also put moisturizer all over my body because I just love the feeling of like, you know, freshly shaved legs with moisturizer, clean pajamas, clean hair. The only thing I'm missing is clean sheets, but I clean every Friday, and you would know that if you follow me on Instagram. I literally clean every single Friday because then I don't have to worry about it on my weekend and on my time off. So fun stuff. For the moisturizer, I use Sol de Janeiro. This is their Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. It smells amazing. It's a very sweet scent. So if you don't like sweet scents, this is not for you. I also have the spray and like the detangler, a bunch of stuff. The detangler or the leave-in conditioner, I would not recommend. I also wouldn't recommend the shampoo and the conditioner because I don't think that they're great at all. But these 2 products I really, really like. So to detangle my hair, I literally use the most simple detangler ever. I used this when I was a kid as well. It's like $3 at the pharmacy. I'm nearly out but I'm just going to spray this everywhere. I don't use it every single time, but you can really see how knotted my hair gets. It's kind of that way because I bleached it and also just have very naturally tangled hair. There is never a dull moment in my house. Anyway, then I just brush. I use like a regular brush. This is already brushed, by the way, with like a wet brush in my shower, but it really doesn't go through the tangles in my opinion. I don't know how people get all of their knots out with a wet brush. The hairbrush that I got from the pharmacy, but I also wouldn't recommend it because it loses bristles in my hair. So at the root, I go extremely gentle. I never pull over here. I just go until it stops. And then when I'm able to grab my hair up here, I just kind of work it from the bottom all the way to the top. So I'm gonna brush my hair first, and then I'm gonna come back and show you some of the other products that I use. Okay, so my hair is finally brushed. It took me around 10 minutes. I'm probably exaggerating. It probably didn't take that much. I never really blow dry my hair, mainly because I'm lazy and I don't want to, so I don't. And right now after the shower, I don't do anything to my hair. I just let it air dry. There are a couple of products that I use later on in the week. So one of the ones that I use is hair oil. My friend Haley actually gave this to me and I love it so much. It smells kind of citrusy and orangey. It has little rose petals inside. It's amazing and it makes my hair feel really like revived. So it's to provide more moisture. I never ever put this on my roots. I kind of just go from here down, and I'll do this the day before I'm going to shower. So yesterday I put quite a lot of this into my hair. I can sometimes use like oil too, just for it to like kind of sit and absorb. And I also use it around 2 days after just for some hydration. And the other hair oil that I use, I ran out of the big bottle that I use typically, but I do have a sampler. And this one is the Gisou honey hair oil. This also smells incredible. I love it so much. The scent, like they have a perfume, hair oil, all of that stuff. It is great and it's quite subtle, which I also like. And then I also have another product from Gisou, and this is their honey infused scalp treatment. I really love how cute this bottle is, and it has this little dropper at the top for you to kind of like put this product in your scalp. I use this when my scalp is very dry, which doesn't usually happen like after I shower. It happens like maybe 3 days later, and it's an overnight treatment, so you don't use this like throughout the day. It's really just before you go to bed. And I put some on my scalp and like on the dry spots, and it usually sort of makes that dryness go away the next day. I didn't like this at first because I was using it the wrong way. I was putting way too much. And so this product does come out quickly, and so it's just kind of like a quick, if you get my drift. And if you put a bunch in your hair, you're gonna have a lot of product build up and it's not gonna feel great. But I really like this, and I also always use this the day before I shower. So that is my hair care routine, highly requested, and I hope that everybody got a little something from it. I'm gonna try to link every single product that I mentioned in the description down below. And a lot of them can actually be found on Amazon for like a lot cheaper than Sephora. And I'm going to try to link those down below as well, just so that you can kind of find things at a more reasonable price, because Sephora upsells things like crazy. And I think we will finish off this vlog later tonight by making some spaghetti. Oh, it's so good. And then once I get some chocolate chips, probably in my next vlog or my next what I eat in a day, we'll also bake those cookies together. Hello besties, it is a little bit later and I gave the dogs some bones for their dinner, so there might be more puppy ASMR, but I have dogs and that's life. For dinner tonight, I was really in the mood to make a shrimp pasta, but all of a sudden that sounds like way too much work for me, but I still want pasta. So I made a couple of adjustments, and this is gonna be done in like 15 minutes, which is exactly the kind of dinner that I need tonight. So I have these raviolis that were just sitting in my freezer for a while. They're 3 cheese ravioli. I'm so low on groceries right now, which I feel like I say all the time, even though I do grocery hauls all the time, but there's like no vegetables or anything in my fridge right now. I also have these 2 leftover things from like a HelloFresh meal. I'm gonna leave my link down below because you can also, I think, save a bunch of money on your first order. This is not a sponsorship or anything like that. I just have a discount code that saves you some money. But this is a sun-dried tomato pesto, so I'm gonna use that. And then I also have this pre-shredded Parmesan cheese, which I will top on top. And that's gonna be dinner for tonight. I don't even really like sun-dried tomatoes, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but I really do like pesto. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. This kind of smells like bruschetta. And this is also like a sauce. The reason I don't like sun-dried tomatoes is because of like their texture. This is looking really yummy though. This is dinner for tonight, and it took me like 12 minutes to make because that's how long it took these ravioli to cook. And even though it's a super simple meal, let's see how it tastes. And yes, I had pizza as a snack today. I had crackers, I had toast for breakfast, and also like bread with lunch. And now I'm having pasta. You're allowed to do this. You are allowed to have pasta and bread and pizza in the same day. It's okay. Cheers. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like it. I don't like the sauce. And there's also like no filling in the ravioli. So it just tastes like a big lump of noodle. Sometimes meals are just not perfect, they're not great. And sometimes I have the option to suck it up and just eat it. But I'm hungry, and like, I know I'm just not gonna get satisfaction and enjoyment out of this because it's not like it's just like an flavor. It's like I don't like it. There's a difference between not liking something and like something not being perfect, in my opinion. And food does not have to be perfect, but I'm gonna browse Uber Eats, I think, because what I have in my fridge right now is like mayo, pickles, water, and a tomato that should probably be composted. So. All right, besties, so my dinner officially came, and it came actually pretty quickly, and I got a club sandwich with chicken, bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and extra mayo because I'm a mayo gal. And usually fries with delivery, like, they're never good, but this place, I don't know what they do. They're still so crunchy and crispy. And of course, I've got some more mayo for the fries. I love mayo, it's amazing. Some gravy, and also this freaking delicious coleslaw. Oh my God. I'm literally going to devour this. Somebody wants some of my dinner, but I think that that's going to be it for the vlog today. So thank you so much for watching. And if you like videos or vlogs like this, make sure to click on to that subscribe button down below. And I hope that everybody does at least one kind thing for themselves today, okay? Okay, bye friends.